Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Can you see me and hear me? Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Linda. All right, let's get started. I put a light on the cards, so hopefully you can see them better. I'm just super pale now, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Okay. I cannot get. I'm like really pale. Let me see if I can adjust this really quick. Hold on. That did nothing. Okay. We're just going to have to be. I'm going to play with the lights later. Okay. Let me go back up here. Message from my spirit guides and a token. Cross. You're being guided to trust that whatever didn't work out for you is making space for something to come and be better. It's like you had to take some kind of loss here so that you take a leap of faith on yourself, is how that feels. Message and token. That's a salt shaker. 40. Salt shaker. Salty. Feeling slighted or spiteful. Feeling slighted. You're going to be uncovering some kind of communication that's false or a lie or mischievous in some way so that you can make decisions accordingly. It's like you're gonna clearly see the dishonesty in some conversation. Will my sister have to return to court in March? Financial proceedings. Or will her soon-to-be ex-husband accept the offer made? Will they have to return to court? I feel like he's going to try and get more from that offer. It's like, I'm taking the offer and making it my own. And if not, I'll fight you for it. I feel like there may be a counter offer. And depending on that, if accepted, then obviously not go back to court. But it almost feels like the person might not want to accept it. What is the significance of the cassette tape that I drew during meditation and then seeing it in your post and then again on an album cover? Interesting. Death in reverse, the tower in reverse. It's a sign from someone about this Empress in reverse energy. It has something to do with like play the tapes, like look back through this person, Empress in reverse's previous actions, and there's some kind of pattern there. My financial situation is going to improve, like a job offer, donation, investment return. I feel like it's more than likely a job offer here. This is like you using your intellect to figure out that missing piece so that you can continue up and continue to put in the work for something. So I feel like it's a job offer, and I feel like there's a need to kind of do things differently. Queen of Swords is like, let me think my way out of this type of thing. So like thinking outside of the box. What does waking up at 4 a.m. to the smell of coffee mean when there was no coffee made? So 6 of Wands in reverse is like something that's very private to you, right? And then Ace of Pentacles is like an offer. The Magician in reverse, it's like almost like in the past, this was a sign or an indicator of some kind of deception, either a way you're deceiving yourself or deception around you. Almost feels like it's meant to pertain to a specific memory. What are G's thoughts now on my breakup with D? What are G's thoughts now? That you made the right decision and avoided a tower moment. You got yourself unstuck from something that wasn't serving you. Will Sherry have the short of long surgery? Will have the short or long surgery or both? Short or long surgery or both? I always feel like this is saying long one because this is patience. This is a burden. Long one, and then Knight of Pentacles in reverse. If something does not all the way fix in that one, then the short one as well. But I feel like this is saying long one comes first, and it's intended to only do the long one in case there's something that would require the short one. Message, please. Message, please. It's quite literally time for you to turn the page here. It feels like socially there's something that you've been holding yourself back from, but there's some kind of connection or collaboration or community element that's important here. It's like finding a like-minded person to take a next step with. Message from my spiritual team going into 2025 with a token. Interesting. It's a baby. A baby with number 26. This would be a rebirth for you. It's almost like you're seeing yourself as worthy now. And I want to say by the endish of January, there's going to be some kind of opportunity coming in that's a result of you seeing yourself as worthy of it. It could be a solution as well, opportunity or solution. I'll do a couple on this list. May I get a yes, no on which deities try and come through me to work with me? Lilith, Kate, Morgan, Medusa. Lilith. I feel like Lilith is helping you trust yourself. That's how she comes through. Kate. I feel like, yes, I mean, this is divine authority. This is passion. Morgan. I feel like you're picking up on all the right ones because this is like grounding, security, communication. Medusa. You have some kind of personal connection to that one, it feels. Or like some kind of family type of connection to that one. Hell. That one I feel a little bit more distant. Almost like there's something that needs to be healed more to work with that one, or a shift of perspective to help you see how to work with that one. The last one. My sister passed. Oh, I'm sorry. Does she have a message for me and a song? My sister passed. Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond is the song. Almost like there's this feeling of like I finally don't have to fight anymore, or like a feeling of like I can finally put it down. There's a need for you to defend yourself against your own thoughts right now. I feel like there's this energy of like other wounds being triggered by this. And it's almost like she's saying to use it as motivation instead of letting it break you. There's a need to be very mindful with your own thoughts right now. I'm sorry for your loss. Message from Ascended Masters. Message from Ascended Masters. There's like one last obstacle before things start coming back into balance. It's almost like this feeling of addressing the elephant in the room that you have with yourself. And that's what kind of sets you free to rebalance out two pieces of your life that kind of feel out of whack, or two areas of. Message for Danny. Message for Danny. your spirit guides heard conversations that you didn't, and it feels like you've shown up to certain experiences with other people, and then you walk away and you're like, why did I hold back, or why this, why that? It's almost like there's this divine protection coming through because your guides heard conversations that you didn't. And it's almost like this form of like self-preservation when you aren't sure why you pull back, but you listen to it anyway. What do my guides want me to know? Oh, thank you. What do my guides want me to know? I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Maybe not. Yes. No. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. There's this there's this feeling of needing to pause. Okay? There's this feeling of needing to pause because your feelings may interfere with your intuition when it comes to something that you would it rather it not be the case. So it feels like you're finding out something about someone that you're going to realize, okay, I read that correctly and I just needed extra confirmation because my heart didn't want to believe it. It feels like that cycle is coming to a close. Like you're getting the last piece of it, so to speak. Was my eye itchy and watery because someone was trying to come through via channeling? Do one more and then head back to the other list. Was my eye itchy and watery because someone was trying to come through? Four Pentacles in reverse makes me think of like a new way for you, almost like something was being missed because you're used to how it was coming through. So this is like I'm trying something different to get your attention type energy. But that would be the coming through energy right there. Why is this so dark now? All right, let me go back to this list. What will my main job, source of income when I move north in the end of July? Kind of giving going back to my roots, but in a new place. So it feels like a skill that you've already used or been using, but using it in a different setting. So it's like, I did this, but now I'm working from home doing it, or I was working from home and now I'm working remote. Like it's like something you're going back to your roots in some way is how this feels, but in a different way. Hopefully that makes sense. Message from my guides and a song. Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne just started playing. Head Above Water. It's like something's kind of forcing you to face it here. So that almost like waiting for the impending storm, and your guides are like, okay, we're just going to kind of push you to get it over with. There's something you're facing so that you can feel like yourself again. It's not a punishment, it's release. Any messages from my mom? Any messages from my mom? It's like you keep catching yourself in moments of being happy and you feel guilty for being happy for some reason. It's almost like needing to let yourself not overthink happiness. Just let yourself be. It does feel like this is kind of associated with this time of year being a little bit more difficult for you. So I feel like that's kind of why the message is coming through that way. Message and song from my higher self. Heartbeat Here by Dashboard Confessional. Come on home and let yourself heal. There's some kind of upcoming, I want to say gathering or some kind of event that you're expecting to not go well because you're expecting to feel almost like uncomfortable or like a wallflower. It's not going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be as bad as you may be fearing it is. I kind of feel like this has something to do with family, but it might not. Almost like this energy of like, don't hold yourself back from that experience. Any advice about my financial situation and finding a job? Any advice about my financial situation? There's like a an unwillingness to kind of almost like do something a little bit more temporary, or do something a little bit more outside of your comfort zone, or do something you'd rather not do for a short period of time to get your foot in the door somewhere else. I'd almost say there needs to be acceptance of a stepping stone in between where you are now and where you want to be. There's like a middle point there. So even if it's not ideal, there may be a need to kind of give yourself the opportunity to take little steps at a time, because they'll add up. Almost feels like I need to get your foot in the door somewhere with like a lesser position so you can work your way up, is kind of how that feels. What does 2025 look like for me and my family? What does it look like for me and my family? Almost like you're expecting some kind of obstacle and it ends up being a lot more calm and you're pleasantly surprised. Almost like I'm waiting for the drama and the drama never comes, is how I want to word that. And there's this energy of being pleasantly surprised by maybe like a solution that you didn't see coming. Is my daughter-in-law being scammed? Is my daughter-in-law being scammed? Okay, so I got 2 of Cups and then the Emperor, and I said, what is this big money move connected to? And it's connected to 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So like, I need something from you so I can be in a good place. So I feel like there is some bit of like, I'm using you for your resources or some energy like that. What is the meaning of the 2 characters showing up in my dreams multiple times, cloaking themselves in others' energy? Cloaking themselves in others' energy. It's kind of giving I have to cloak myself, because if I showed you who I was, almost like they're not trying to trick you, they're trying to trick your guides. Is kind of how this feels. All roads lead home. I feel like the meaning is be very mindful with who you share information with, because someone may be trying to use it to see what you know or how you know it. Is Minnie, my cat, sick, or is she just mad? I feel like that's a valid question for a cat. Is my cat sick or just mad? Feels like there's like an energy imbalance, so it could be something like too much food, not enough food, or something like that. It's like I'm cranky from something that needs to come back into balance. So I don't think sick. I just think, I don't know, maybe considering looking at like a change of food or something. Maybe there's like an allergen in the food. It's like I'm losing energy quickly and I'm grumpy because I don't understand it. What do I need to forgive myself for in regarding going back to go forward? Going back to go forward. There is self-forgiveness surrounding almost like needing to know that you had to do that because in the past you were associating with your value with your production. Like you only felt worthy when you were doing or when you were overexerting or overgiving. So this was like, are you willing to forgive yourself for not always like, are you willing to still see yourself as worthy when it's not directly tied to production? Feels like that's kind of what it's about. I have a message regarding legal issues for my dad's estate regarding his restaurant property. November rent is past due. My dad's estate regarding his restaurant property. I feel like I'd word this as you put up a really good fight to try and put effort in where there was a boulder, but it feels like there's this need to like release this responsibility somehow. Yeah, releasing it and having a new beginning. It may be that you have to do something here that you didn't initially want to do, but helps to relieve the burden is kind of how I want to word that. Should still get my brother a birthday gift even though we're not speaking. Should you still get a gift? So this was a yes to me because he's looking over at the Six of Pentacles, which is like this back and forth. So I feel like it's not give a gift to get a gift, but give a gift to get almost like his mind turning, being like, okay, maybe we don't have to fight. Why? To restore balance after some kind of fight. So I feel like it would be a good move for you, is how I'd word that, especially if you want reconciliation. Are my daughters Karina and Catherine in my eternal family? In my eternal family. Seeds have been planted, each new beginning. Bees are like hive mentality, so they go together. Six of Wands reversed. It's almost like excuse me, hold on. It's almost like you've had other lives with them individually, but never together until this lifetime together, if that makes sense. It feels like this is something new, but I would say yes with those cards. Message from my guides about feeling so lost. Feeling so lost. Almost if you're like getting ready to shut this door ahead of you and you feel like you just can't get there. And it's because there's something from this chapter that you're meant to take with you that you're not recognizing is like right there. Almost like needing to it's like a quality that you're in jeopardy of leaving behind, but you need it for the next whatever comes next. The same card came out. Figuring out what needs to come back into focus. Is the Empress in reverse my mother-in-law? Is the Empress in reverse my mother-in-law? Yes. Someone in my community that should be for me or should be upright and is not. Community in reverse to answer the question. Empress in reverse. I'm unwilling to shift my perspective. I'm very set in my ways would be the confirmation. One more and then back to the other list. Direct message from my dad. Why was he so abusive to me in every way? He actually wanted a daughter but was so mean to me. I make excuses for my behavior because this is learned behavior and I feel like I have the right then to show up in the same way. A projection of a projection of the way that feeling like I couldn't, when I try to love you, it triggers in me this feeling of how I was never loved, how I need to love you, and then I project. That's kind of how I would describe that. Almost like this lack of realization that that was even going to happen, and then it's like, okay, well, this is how I feel. I don't know. I don't have the tools to fight it, type of thing. Message clue from my higher self on a career path, and am I close to starting that path? I feel like there's more work behind the scenes needed before starting that path. I don't think it's unfolding as quickly as you'd like, but I feel like that's part of the preparation here. It's almost like you're meant to be creating this other path based off of something that you, almost like a hidden talent or like a hidden desire, or like, I mean, it could be anything. Like, I've always wanted to be someone's secretary, and then I build my way up from there, type of thing. It's like something like that. This notion that you've already had. It's just needing to find a way to get your foot in the door. It's like you get your foot in the door, and then you build a path that's not already there for expansion. Oh, I forgot other list. One second. Let me do one more and then the other list. What is my guidance for moving into 2025? What is my guidance for moving in 2025? In order to get everything hitting the ground running, balanced like you like, you need to be really honest with yourself about in which ways you're avoiding filling your own cup, or in which ways you are kind of procrastinating or standing in your own way. It's like getting really honest with yourself about that helps you hit the ground running. All right, going back to this list. I wish it stayed in the same spot. Okay, is my cat sick or mad? I did that one. Am I any closer to hearing back from the prison about a job offer? Would I enjoy working there and with the people? No, I don't feel like it's any closer. It's like dragging my feet energy, not making any progress energy. Not you, them. Would you enjoy working there? I feel like you might not love the people, but you'll love the what you're doing. It's almost like Five of Wands, like it's very competitive, or like um I almost get this feeling of you kind of being uncomfortable with some of the other coworkers. Will there be a major catastrophic event, for example, explosion in the US before January 1st? There be one before January 1st. This is like not in the way of literal, but this is in the way of like some kind of like big speech or big news headline, but it doesn't feel like a physical event. It's like something that the public pays attention to, but not by way of catastrophic event. It's like this is like washing me out so bad I look like a ghost. Okay. Oh well. Oh no. Is my daughter seeing and talking to someone and just keeping it a secret? It doesn't feel like anything significant. If there is, it's more of like something that may be slowly building, but I don't want to, I'm not ready to talk about it yet type feeling. Has Jay got some repressed memories that need to be freed on the physical level? Yes. Recognizing, it feels like there's acceptance of projections from others when they validate my need to hide this. So it feels like the energy of like probably inner child wounds or something to that effect, where like they were made to feel not enough, unworthy, not valued. It's like I believe projections of others so that I can continue that narrative type thing. Message for the week. Message for the week. Feels like there's a need to either stand up for yourself externally or stand up for yourself in your own mind. There's some kind of like needing to commit to showing up differently for yourself, whether it's against yourself or against another person. These thoughts towards me, specifically romance vibes. These thoughts towards you. This gives more like friend energy. It's like I've made a decision. It's not this, it's that type thing. It feels more like friendly or companion type thing, or like inspired by. Advice from my spiritual team to prepare myself to enter 2025 in my highest power. My highest power. One step at a time is still progress forward. There's this need to be patient with yourself and patient with the process. There's a need to kind of look for the signs. It feels like you're going to be getting like thumbs up, like, yes, you're still good. Yes, you're still going in the right direction. To be very present in the moment so you can receive those signs and so you cannot be kind of really caught up in your mind. I feel like patience is key this year. Oh my God, Linda, this is awesome. I've already beat the cancer, just surviving the chemo now. I love that. That's awesome. Congratulations. Is it worth continuing to stay patient for major obstacles to clear for my relationship, or would it be a waste of time in the long run? Is it worth it to wait, or is it a waste of time? It's like mismatched. It's like this person needs to grow up. And also, it's giving you the opportunity to heal a codependency wound. It kind of feels to me like it's better to pull your energy back and figure out, like, what's that quote? It's like, if it's yours and you set it free, it will come back type thing. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Maybe not completely let it go if you're not ready to do that yet, but pull your energy back. And it feels like you'll kind of get your answer there. It's like you'll see the mismatch in emotional intelligence. I did see that post. I hope everything is okay. She won't be able to attend due to health problems. Any messages for her in case she sees this later? I feel like things are going to improve. It's going to take some kind of major change here, but it does feel like things are going to steadily improve. Um, Medicine by the Collection has started playing. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be improvement here in this situation. Feels like slow and steady progress. Token. A heart, and it says forever in it. The pain is not going to be forever. You're not going to keep reliving this situation forever. Eventually, it's not going to hurt in the way it hurts now. Don't believe the lie that your ego will tell you when it says that you're just going to keep repeating a cycle. You will eventually outgrow it. Oh, thank you, Linda. I love that. This community is the best community on YouTube. I agree. I've had this shadow to the right of me almost every single day. Are you able to tell me who it is? It doesn't scare me. I feel like it's wanting me to know who they are. Look at this. Queen of Swords. That was direct. Queen of Swords and the Emperor. A woman attached to your father's side of the family. Someone who maybe have been a bit of like a spitfire, like very direct or very like intelligent. Is C's daughter trying to spread false information about me? Um, it's kind of feeling like I'm not trying to do this, but if it's a conversation where I need to say something to make myself look better or to prove a point, I will say something incorrect about you. So I don't feel like it's like going out of my way, but it's kind of like I got myself caught up in like now I need to keep the same energy type thing. So I need to keep saying things that are kind of not right to keep the same energy with the first not right thing that I said. Message and a token. It's a thimble. I don't know what this one means. 48. Mending. Needle and oh, that makes sense. Mending. Mending. The only way out is through. There's a shadow that's coming up that you used to avoid in the past. This time you're meant to be a student of it. What is it trying to tell you about how to proceed forward by letting go? Message from my spirit guides on how to manage my immediate family issues. There's something you feel like you can't take action on, but it's like a misjudgment of what's actually in your power to control, because it feels like there's something else that's like maybe like a last ditch option here. Almost like somebody might not agree with this decision all the way because it's going to be a big ask. Feels like there's some bit of this you need to take control over here. It feels like a misjudgment of what's actually in your power to change. Go back and relook at the last couple decisions that were made and see if there's something that could be done to make one of them differently to help alleviate whatever's happening now. Should the settlement be accepted as it stands? Should the settlement be accepted as it stands? Nope. Almost like someone's trying to pull a fast one, or someone's not seeing how a fast one could be pulled on them due to maybe something missing or something being overlooked. There's a need to communicate some bit of it more fully so that there's not some kind of loophole or like pitfall. I would say no. Mm-mm. Set in her ways, that's an understatement. That was the Queen of Swords, right? I think. Get to that one. Message for the week. Message for the week. The sun and the tower in reverse. I feel like that goes with your last question of not accepting whatever that is as it stands. Yeah, defend yourself from something that is important to you right now going wrong. Pause, slow down. This week, your mission is to take 2 steps backwards so you can see the bigger picture. Whatever that looks like to you, that helps bring things back into perspective. Oh my God, this lighting is awful. I need to do something about this. I think it's maybe because I have a black curtain. It's got to be that. My mother is heartbroken that I'm not going home for Christmas. Is there any way around this? Is there any way around this? I mean, I feel like the only way around it is to go, but to also know that that's going to throw something off balance for you. But is there any way around her not feeling that way? I don't think so. Yeah, it's like I see it one way and it's that way no matter what the reasoning is, type of thing. When should I start looking for a new job? Teaching, grade school again, or leadership position or other? Would love WFH or hybrid. When should I start looking for a new job? When should I start looking for a new job? I feel like there's something that you're finishing out, and I feel like there's some importance in finishing that out. I don't know if that's like the school year or grade school again, so you're probably not there now. I feel like there's something that's finishing out, and there's a need to see it all the way through. Teaching, grade school again, or leadership position or other. I feel like it's other. I feel like there's some bit of you've wrapped up a cycle, or you're getting ready to now. This is like embarking on something new here that will help to get you not only just the finances, but also the fulfillment. I feel like with those options, with the options of the grade school, it's like one was always lacking, the finances or the fulfillment. It feels leadership could be involved in that, but I almost feel like there's a need to get very tunnel vision in on like one particular niche. What is going on with all of the drones flying all over New Jersey? There was a large one over our house. Interesting. I don't know if I've seen any yet. What is going on with the drones? Not what it looks like. Quick movement towards trying to figure something out. It's like looking for something. Quick movement towards trying to figure something out, not what it looks like, or not looking for what you would think. So drones, you would think looking down. I'm wondering if they're looking up. It could be like looking for UFOs or something like that, because I know that there's that news going around about stuff supposed to come out. Kind of feels like that. One more and then back to the other list. And I'm going to close the super chats in a minute as well. Is he cheating? Is he cheating? Cheating, it doesn't feel like I'm not getting a sign of cheating, but I am getting like emotional unavailability because of a problem with myself, not a problem with you, but it's affecting you. It feels more like emotional availability. Any messages or guidance on how to achieve success, which is fulfilling on a heart and soul level as well as financially? Relying on the part of your gifts or talents that you're not fully relying on yet, and accepting that slow progress is still progress. One step at a time is like how this is being unveiled to you. So one step at a time, and then a need for flexibility as things unfold. It feels like you're building something that's meant to last here, but there's a need for patience with yourself. What is SR's energy towards me now? How is she doing? What is SR's energy towards me now? Kind of giving I missed out on a good one and now I'm distracting myself. Six of Wands, it's like I'm distracting myself with people who keep me out of my own mind type energy. All right, let me close this. Will I move from here this coming year? Will I move from here this coming year? I feel like there's some kind of slowness to this or some kind of delay to this. It's like you've made the choice, but the timing is off. I feel like you're moving, but I'm not confident to say this year. What can bring me peace? What can bring me peace? Feels like you already know, you already see clearly what in your immediate environment is causing you to be in this constant war with yourself. And there's a need to make a final decision on how to handle that. Feels like you already know exactly what this is, though. It's something in your everyday life that's keeping you from peace. And what's that quote? It's like, crap, I just did a TikTok on it. What was that quote? What you are not changing, you are choosing. What you are not changing, you are choosing. Does Jay regret breaking up with me? What are Jay's feelings about breaking up with you? It kind of gives the feeling of I did what I felt like I had to do. And I'm making a very head over heart decision, and I'm not trying to feel anything about it, because to feel something about it would make me feel like I made the wrong decision, and I need to defend in my mind that I made the right decision. So in his mind, it or in their mind, it feels like I'm convincing myself that I did what I had to do, and I need to keep looking forward. It feels like they're trying not to think about it at all. Message from my spirit guides. Am I in danger? Am I in danger? It doesn't feel like danger. It feels more like someone trying to slow you down or take away your hard work or take away your confidence or take away your feeling of like, I can do this. This kind of feels like more spiritual attacks than anything else. Like trying to get you to go against yourself type of thing. Likely someone who played the villain in your story that doesn't want you to make choices accordingly type thing. One second, let me fix this. Okay. Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly. Message from Medusa on how/why we are deeply connected. How can I best connect with her? Medusa's the one with like the isn't there like some kind of like wavy arms or something like that? Anyway, you both have the ability to hear what's not being said and connect the dots through pattern recognition. That feels to be the deep connection there. It's like your brains both work in that same way. Patience when it comes to unpacking what your pain was meant to teach you. Oh, your pain was meant to help you with the pattern recognition, and the pattern recognition is how the two of you connect. Song from Guardian Angel. Have Faith in Me by A Day to Remember. And I literally in my head was like, that's too intense, and heard, no, it's not. So I guess it's not. Will my son find a job? What can we know about your son finding a job? Yes, there is a new beginning here, but there's a need to do things differently. Almost like needing to find a job that maybe he doesn't really love, but is what he needs for the meantime. 5 of Pentacles is reversed. So this is like I'm finally not locked out in the cold anymore, but there's a need to do things differently to get there. Is my sister at peace? Is she with my parents? My sister at peace? With parents, yes. At peace, the confirmation of that is specifically like I'm no longer in this mental battle with myself, or like I'm finally not trapped in the darkness of either a situation or my thoughts or something. Like I can finally put it down. And 9 of Pentacles in reverse is like I'm not alone. Which elephant? My health, setting a boundary, or what? I'm seriously feeling off lately. Is it Mercury retrograde? There is some retrograde. I think it might be until December 15th. There's something happening. Okay, so the elephant in the room that you need to address with yourself. Your health. Yes. You're holding yourself back from getting some kind of answers or taking some kind of action, and it's depleting you. Setting a boundary. Yes, this is the boundary, and this is taking action. It feels like there may be multiple elephants in the room. Something else, offering yourself the love that you seek or pouring into your own cup here. In which ways are you not caring for yourself in the way that you need to? Message for me about 2025 and a song. Retcon by Dylan Andre. First, allow me to speak. Quiet the room. Sit down in your seats. I got a message that I want to preach. Some lessons that I want to teach. It feels like you're done taking no for an answer. Like this is the year where you're going to say you're going to hear me and you have the choice to listen or not, but I'm still going to say it. It's like you're finally not taking no for an answer. Yeah, this is a whole new energy here. You're no longer making excuses, almost like for the ways that you've held yourself back because you felt like other people couldn't handle the truth before. You're no longer doing that this year. Karina's life purpose. Karina's life purpose. Something relating to like either like helping the family unit get back together, stay together, plan something together. It's like Helping use my voice or planning skills to bring people closer together in terms of the family unit. It's almost kind of giving me the energy of like something in the judicial system for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting that, but like maybe helping bring families back together or something to that effect. Thank you. Where is that other deck? I'll pull one of these for you. You treat people and speak to them from your soul. You operate from your spiritual side, and they respond to you from their human side. This is what hurts. I feel like there's a need for you to know your audience right now and know that people can only understand you to the amount that they have come to understand themselves. And it's not your responsibility to try and get them to realize that. Kind of like I need to let it go right now. Oh, thank you, Linda. Put one of these for you. Ooh. The best math you can learn is how to calculate the future cost of current decisions. This makes me feel like all like the little writing. It's like learning how important it is to be able to redirect your thoughts when they're going all like scribbly type of thing. Setting that in place now is going to help you in those more difficult moments. Message from my dad and a song. My Girl by the Temptations. She always makes me think of the boardwalk for some reason. So I don't know if that is like a memory. Message from my dad. You're just clearing space in your mind, in your life, in your energy. There's this feeling of you're clearing space for what comes next. And there's something that you recently like hopped over that would have tripped you up in the past. And there's a need to be proud of yourself for that. Any messages from my father? Let It Be by the Beatles is the song. Let It Be by the Beatles. It almost feels like there's some kind of conversation you're still thinking over, and that's where the Let It Be message is coming in. Yeah, Temperance would be the angel. Almost this energy of like all is understood or all is forgiven, but I can't tell if it's from their side to yours or your side to theirs, but there's this like don't overthink it, just let it go. There's like this deeper understanding that seems to be behind the message. Song or token from my sister or mom? No, it was that one. I Got You, Babe by Sony and Cher. And I feel like that's both of them saying that they have your back in some kind of situation, helping you to see what's there. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, not alone. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Fool. The pause right now is so that they can show you something. So trust that you're receiving what you're receiving in terms of signs. If you look at it as if it's coming from them, it's going to make more sense. Have I made the correct decision regarding my retirement money? Have I made the correct decision? I feel like there's not something you're not seeing. Knight and Page of Pentacles are both in reverse, and those are like learning how to best put myself into a position where I can trust what I expect to happen to be happening with my money. And the Magician reverse, in some way I may have deceived myself here. I would say look into something that could be more sustainable long term, is kind of how I want to say that. My list is not moving. Okay. What the heck? Hold on. Do I need to focus on the transmutation of healing energies in a more focused way? In Marcus's case, he holds a lot of fear in a more focused way. Holds a lot of fear. It's like you need to chip away at the concrete that's above. The fear is the concrete that you need to chip through to get to the soil where the wound is. So it's like you need to break through the eggshell to get inside type of thing. So I would say approaching it in a different way, almost like peeling it back layer by layer, instead of like almost like if you do it in a direct laser way like you typically do, it won't get all the way through the concrete. There's a need to dig it up first, if that makes sense. I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to hop off. I'll probably be back on tomorrow as well. Are there any messages for my dad from my grandpa? For my dad from my grandpa. You've Got a Friend by James Taylor is the song. Are there any messages for my dad from my grandpa? Feels like there's some kind of like grief or disappointment that he's dealing with now. And there's this message with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, like sometimes things fall apart so that you can put them back together in a better way that's more stable. So it feels like there's a need to know that whatever it is that he's dealing with now is going to be passing as he kind of brick by brick puts something back in a more solid way back together. All right, everyone, I am going to hop off. My nose is very clogged and this light is driving me nuts, but I might be back on tomorrow. If not, I owe you 45 minutes next week. But thank you to my mods. Anyone who puts in a mod reading, please just give me like a extra week. I'll probably have it the 3rd or 4th week of this month, because I'm working on a little bit of a project that I'm involved with. So little patience. Other readings will open on the 9th still, but I'm only making about 15 spots available, probably maybe 10. But I'll be back up to full capacity in January. Thank you everyone for being here.